Landing head first, Buggy's small body landed with a thunderous crash against the ground. The impact shattered the tranquil ambiance, echoing through the trees and drawing the attention of the forest's eclectic inhabitants. Amidst the stillness, the commotion had not gone unnoticed. From all corners of the wilderness emerged a bizarre assortment of creatures. Strange hybrids converged upon the scene with their curious eyes fixated on the fallen figure. Among this odd assembly stood with them, a figure even more peculiar. With his vibrant green afro, he resided within a treasure chest and gazed upon the pirate's impact with curiosity. One Piece. Story was made by Eiichiro Oda. Chapter 43. Sanji enters. The Going Merry sailed gracefully through the calm seas, a serene journey punctuated by the melodic cries of seagulls as a small boat anchored itself to the back of the ship. "We're here, at the restaurant!" Yosaku and Johnny's voices echoed across the waters, calling out to their companions, "Brother Zoro, Brother Luffy, Brother Usopp, Brother Nami." "Why am I brother?" Nami couldn't help but question. Approaching the horizon, the crew laid eyes on the Baratie, the restaurant of the seas, a spectacle that captured their intrigue. The floating restaurant resembled a fish, adorned with yellow and white sails billowing against the backdrop of the endless sea. Its green exterior and red roof mirrored the vibrant hues of the ocean. "What do you think, everyone?" Yosaku and Johnny exclaimed proudly. Amidst the marvel and admiration, Zoro seemed unmoved, while the others couldn't contain themselves. "What a huge fish!" Luffy exclaimed with excitement. "Wow! That's so funky!" Usopp bubbled over, but amidst their excitement, a looming presence interrupted them. Approaching behind them, a marine ship disrupted their moment of awe. "Huh? It's the Marines! When did it? They're not going to attack us now, are they?" Usopp's worry rang clear in his voice. Cautiously, the bounty hunters instinctively sought cover behind the ship's edge. "Hey, we ain't pirates over here! Someone's coming out!" they hurriedly explained. A figure emerged from the marine ship. With purple hair and a stark white suit, he tightly held an iron knuckle on his hand. Iron Fist Fullbody, the lieutenant of the Marine headquarters, assessed the situation with his sharp and inquisitive gaze. "Never seen that pirate flag before," he mused aloud, his knuckles tightening. "I'm Iron Fist Fullbody. Who's your captain? Name yourself." "I'm Luffy," he declared without question. "I just finished making my pirate flag the day before yesterday." He said, "The day before yesterday," Johnny chuckled, his companion joining in the laughter. "Good one." "And I'm Usopp," he added proudly. Taking a moment, Fullbody observed them until he finally caught something. "Wait a minute. I think I've seen you two before. You frequent the government offices. Yosaku and Johnny, small-time bounty hunters, right? So you've finally been caught by pirates, have you?" The bounty hunters exchanged glances, a flicker of irritation passing between them, their pride stung by the lieutenant's words. "Hey, Yosaku, I think this bro's sticking it to us." "Well, we can't just let some guy walk around calling us small-time," Yosaku muttered. "This ain't gonna net us a single berry, but I think we ought to teach this kid how to keep his mouth shut." With swords drawn, the bounty hunters lunged forward, their actions swift with resolve. "You cocky little yuppie!" their voices boomed in unison. The Marine lieutenant just looked at them with a heavy sigh. Almost had him." The bounty hunters wheezed out. Luffy looked down at the defeated duo and prodded. "You sure you guys aren't super weak?" Both of them struggling to rise as they managed. No, it's just that guy's not too shabby himself. It was a close one." "The hell are you two doing?" Zoro remarks. But amidst the chaos, aboard the nearby marine ship, a young lady's hand reached out, tugging at Fullbody's arm, her voice a soothing melody amid the turmoil. "Darling, enough beating up on weaklings. Let's get going already." The lieutenant, seemingly unperturbed, glanced back, his tone carrying a warning. "Ah, yes, let's do that. Consider yourselves lucky pirates, because I'm on break today. I only came here to eat at the restaurant, but consider your lives forfeit the next time you run into me when I'm not off duty." As the tension simmered, Johnny's fall to the ground scattered wanted posters next to Nami, trying to help him back up. "What's all this, Johnny?" she inquired, her eyes catching sight of a particular poster that caught her attention with a sharp nose. He explained, "Oh, that? Those are just the bounty posters, sister. It's just another type of business. Kill any one of them, and you'll get the bounty reward written in the posters." Ignoring his explanation, Nami stared at the wanted poster and crumpled it seconds later. "Is something the matter?" Johnny questioned. But the scene took an abrupt turn when Usopp bellowed in alarm, pointing toward the marine ship. "Guys, we're in deep shit! The bastard's aiming his cannon at us!" A collective gasp echoed as chaos erupted. Fullbody, resolute in his stance, commanded his soldiers, "Sink them!" Panic seized the crew as the cannonball hurtled toward them. "He fired!" Usopp panicked. In the midst of the frenzy, Luffy stepped forward and confidently jumped on the edge of the ship. "Leave it to me!" With a bizarre yet confident gesture, he inflated his stomach using his mouth. "Luffy, what are you doing?" the others cried out. Gomu! No! Balloon!" Luffy proclaimed. A moment of bewilderment ensued as the cannonball, speeding toward them, struck Luffy's inflated stomach, ricocheting back at them. "You can have your cannonball back!" Luffy's jubilant exclamation filled the air. But the cannonball missed its intended target, crashing into the Baratie's roof on the second floor. "Just who are you giving it to, you dumbass?" Zoro snapped. Nami sighed painfully as everyone watched the chaotic scene unfold in a blend of horror and astonishment. Inside of the floating restaurant, the ambiance teetered between elegance and casual comfort. Its exterior boasted a decagonal design, each side adorned with a window offering glimpses of the surrounding waters. In the middle of the room, a grand pillar, crafted from weathered bricks, hosted a spiral staircase that ascended to the second floor with a bar at the bottom. At the base, the restaurant was mostly surrounded with circular tables around the fancy luxuries of the main room. One of those customers was none other than Iron Fist Fullbody, with his date on the opposite end of the table. As the waiter served them wine, whispers danced around the room, casting curious glances in Fullbody's direction. "Look, isn't that Lieutenant Fullbody? No way! A Marine lieutenant is eating here? Look how graceful he is," murmured the intrigued patrons, marveling at his sight. "Amazing, you're the center of attention," remarked the lady seated opposite Fullbody. "Oh, please, I'm sure they're all looking at you," Fullbody replied, attempting to deflect the spotlight. Savoring a sip of the crimson wine, Fullbody endeavored to discern its origin, confidently proclaiming, "This delicatessent. It must hail from Mikiot in the northern lands, and the slight sourness mixed with a thick, dry taste. This must be Itelsbulger Stein. Am I wrong? Waiter." The waiter, Sanji, was a slim and muscular figure with blonde hair elegantly brushed to one side, exhaled a cloud of smoke with a sly smile. "Not even close, sir," he replied. "Oh, and by the way, I'm actually the assistant head chef." I'm only temporarily filling in for the waiters who all ran away yesterday. Here's your soup, sir. Please enjoy it while it's hot." With his tie matching its classic black suit, Sanji placed the bowls expertly on their table with a professional demeanor. Laughter erupted from a nearby group, hidden behind Fullbody's red face. "Hey, don't laugh." But he was sure of himself, chuckled one of the nearby patrons with soft laughter. "Are you very knowledgeable? About wine, I mean?" inquired Fullbody's date, trying to alleviate the tension. "Ah, yes. But I think my tongue's a little off today for some reason." Fullbody attempted to regain his footing, a hint of frustration flashing in his eyes. Internally seething, he wondered, "The hell's going on? I specifically asked the owner to bring out that wine for me." "Owner, are you all right?" a frantic voice called out within the second level. "You think I'm all right?" The head chef retorts, "Anyways, enough yapping and get back to work." But sir, your body's... Are you trying to make me angry?" Zeff's voice rose. "It's a cook's duty to keep his customers well fed. Are you planning on ruining my restaurant, you numbskulls?" Zeff, an elderly man with a peg leg on his right side, had an incredibly large mustache that was knotted diagonally below his face. Concealing his blonde hair beneath an extra-tall toque, he also framed a short beard with his blue ascot contrasting against his white apron. The aftermath of the cannonball's impact and Zeff's left side bore the traces of blood-stained injuries streaming across his face. Luffy, guilty and desperate to make amends, was held by his red vest and dropped in front of Zeff. "Sir, we brought the one responsible for this. This is the perp," the chefs reported. "I'm sorry, mister." But then he suddenly realized with shock, "You lost your foot because of me." "Oh, so you lost that foot a long time ago?" Zeff's response was tempered, despite the pain he endured. "I'm still injured all over my body, thanks to you. If you got no money, then you'll have to work it off." Luffy vowed to make amends. "Sure thing. I'll make it up to you." Zeff's smile widened, stretching his long mustache. "You'll work odd jobs around my restaurant without pay for a full year. Only then I'll forgive you." One year?" Luffy's shock resonated through the bedroom. Meanwhile, aboard the Going Merry, Zoro voiced his concern. "Luffy's sure taking a while. You don't think they'll force him to work here for like a month or something, do you?" Nami sighed at Luffy's predicament. He should just explain that it was all the Marine's fault. That idiot's too honest for his own good. "Hey, let's go in and see him," Usopp suggested, ever eager for an opportunity. "We could get some food while we're at it. What do you say?" "Oh, waiter!" The call sliced through the ambiance, drawing Sanji's attention. With a graceful stride, he approached the table. "I already told you I'm not a waiter," he began, but his gaze shifted, caught by the sight of his date in a flirty manner. My, what a beautiful lady we have here. A pleasure to meet you, miss. How about you and I share a glass of wine over there? Our selection of wine is excellent." "Well..." A disruption shattered the delicate balance as a disgusted outcry pierced the scene. "Hey!" Fullbody pointed at a dish in disgust. "Is it customary for this restaurant to serve its soup with insects?" "Insects?" the chef pondered. Meanwhile, a sinister smirk danced across Fullbody's face as he thought to himself, "I put this bug in the soup myself. This is what you get for embarrassing me earlier on. I'm gonna ruin this restaurant's reputation." "What's this damn bug in my soup?" The outcry grew louder, yet the waiter remained composed, his response calculated. "Pardon me, sir, but I'm afraid I do not know. I'm not very knowledgeable about the many types of insects you see." As laughter erupted from the surrounding tables, Fullbody's temper reached its boiling point. With a swift motion, he got up and smashed the table to the ground with his iron knuckle. Seems like you have no idea who you're dealing with, he threatened. Sanji, unruffled, sought resolution. Now, sir, can't you still eat this soup as long as I remove the bug? The Marine's rage intensified. What did you say? I'm a paying customer. For a damn cook. Aren't you kite full of yourself? Fullbody, stop. Just forgive him, his date pleaded. With a smoldering cigarette between his lips, Sanji posed a poignant question. Can money fill your stomach up? The atmosphere crackled with tension as the chefs rallied, their unified call a plea. We have to stop him. Stop the assistant head chef Sanji. Fullbody's date stood frozen, her gaze locked in horror as she witnessed the unfolding scene before her. With his eyebrows forming a spiral at the end, Sanji, the enigmatic cook, stood tall against the Marine. In his arms, he cradled Fullbody's blood-stained body and lifted him off the ground. Sanji's voice cut through the stillness, dripping with a menacing edge upon the defeated lieutenant. Remember this. His words hung heavy, laced with a warning that sent shivers down the spines of those present. Going against a cook on the seas is tantamount to suicide. Don't you dare waste food.